Many individuals have switched from using Adobe Bridge to Adobe Lightroom because of the advantages that Lightroom offers when working with large volumes of photos and videos. Your workflow will determine if you use Lightroom or Bridge to manage your assets, but let me point out a few reasons that I use Lightroom to manage my photography and Bridge for my design projects. Because Lightroom is a database program, it's really fast when, for example, I want to search for an image taken on a certain day or with a specific camera or that has a certain keyword. Lightroom can create virtual copies of images and videos to save space when different versions of an image are needed. For example, you might want a black and white and a color version of a photograph. Instead of duplicating it on the hard drive, Lightroom can have one original but create two thumbnails with different processing assigned to each one. Lightroom can also quickly create virtual collections of images. These collections can be based on search criteria, or they can be user-defined, meaning that you can simply drag any photo from any folder into the collection. Lightroom can work with images that are offline, and it keeps track of changes that you make to images even after you quit the program, so that you can go back at any time and see what you did and make any refinements if necessary. I find it easier to add metadata, such as keywords and copyright or contact information, to my images in Lightroom. And Lightroom has the same camera raw technology that's in the Bridge to Photoshop workflow, but I prefer the way that the tools are arranged in Lightroom's interface. Lightroom also has additional options for batch printing, which I use on a regular basis. So with all of these advantages, why doesn't everyone use Lightroom for everything? Well, because Lightroom is a single-user database. That means that only one person can access the catalog at a time. Bridge is a file browser. This makes Bridge much easier to use in a collaborative environment where, for example, everyone on the team needs access to the same folder of assets. Lightroom is also restricted in the number of file formats that it can work with. It primarily supports image formats like JPEG and TIFF, RAW files, and PSD files. It also supports some video formats, but Bridge, on the other hand, can recognize almost any file type in a folder, photo and video file types, plus InDesign and PDFs and Illustrator files. This means that while I use Lightroom to manage my photographic library, I often use Adobe Bridge when I'm collaborating with other designers and working on jobs for clients. So now that you know the pros and cons of Lightroom, you can decide if Lightroom or Bridge is the best solution for your workflow. Even if you use Lightroom to manage your own assets, if you want to use the exercise files for this course, it might be easier to simply open those files into Photoshop from Bridge. But if you really want to use Lightroom,